Hello everyone, this is Charlotte and we are chatting in cars. This is a podcast where I pick out random topics for the day and talk about them in the morning on the way to work. You'll hear beeping, reversing, my car doing wonderful things, and maybe even the slam of a dead body. I don't know. We are traveling to work on a Monday. I've already got a Halloween hangover and I really don't want to fucking be here. But there is a disclaimer at the start of this podcast because I swear profusely and I enjoy it, so I'm going to keep doing it. I also talk about some sensitive topics. You don't have to listen to them, hence the reason I'm giving you a chance right now to change the channel. Go listen to Teletubbies, I don't care. I have such a bad mood on me, so I'm hoping that you guys don't catch the end of it. I'm not feeling it, I know. I left the week, I left Friday on a cloud, and now I'm back on Monday, walking into a shitstorm of 3 Karens I can't stand. So you can imagine what my Monday's gonna be like. I'm hoping yours is better, quite frankly. Oh my god. Somehow, the mood I have gained, the horrible mood about the 3 Karens I picked up on a Friday has carried on to the Monday, knowing that I have to go back into the same school. Now, what I can't stand is why these fuckers still exist, but there we go. The main Karen is OCD. Sorry, I should probably talk about the topic, actually. My topic is passing judgment. Yes, I'm going to be passing judgment. I live in an alternative area. I know we're not supposed to pass judgment. I got a bunch of people saying, I don't want to judge. It's not my place to judge. It's like, it's totally my place to judge. I will judge. I fucking don't care. If we judged more, maybe people would do less stupid things. I don't know. People just don't want to be called on their bullshit. That's the thing. That's the main crux of it. It's like, don't judge me. It's like, I'm going to judge you. Because what you're doing is fundamentally fucking stupid. People need to be called on that. We're not allowed to shame people anymore either. We're not allowed to shame people. We're not allowed to judge. We're not allowed to shame. I'm going, are you sure? Because right now, I'm looking at a shitload of people that are not doing, anything that's conducive to humanity. But, maybe that's just my Monday-itis kicking in. But anyway, the main Karen of this trio of dumb bitches, all of these women are above at least 55, 60, right? These are people that should be heading into retirement. The main Karen has an eye twitch. She teaches science and I took her class for 3 weeks because she went off some trip on the UK, which I'm jealous of. Some glorious tour of my home country, which I miss a lot. I fucking do, I miss my home. But anyway, she got to go to my home, bitch. Meanwhile, yeah, she's from South Africa, so she's got this Afrikaans irritating accent. Afrikaans. Oh, and some nastiness behind her as well. I don't know what she is. She takes it out on the kids and it bugs the fuck out of me, and they all call her a Karen. And I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'll join in. She is a Karen. But what I did, I took her class and all the work got done and all the work got marked. And she comes up to me on the last day. She shouldn't have been there at all, to be honest. She should have been at home. She stepped off the plane something like 2 o'clock in the morning and turned up at work. I'm going, bitch, go and sleep. I don't fucking want you here. I can't stand her anyway, because she is a controlling bitch. But I knew I was walking into a shitstorm because I know she says it's OCD. I think it's just control issues. I don't think it's OCD. I think she is just a narky bitch that needs things done her own way, otherwise she'll have a tantrum. She's got that weird eye twitch thing going on, like that teacher in Dario. If anyone's ever seen Dario, that teacher, similar. And the way with the voice as well, but female and Afrikaner. So, Trunchbull kind of things going on, Matilda, if you're into that. You guys are like, why does she keep saying random words? But, I didn't do things to the letter. She left a profusely huge body of notes for me to follow, and I'm like, it's chaos enough as a relief teacher. I'm going to do things my way because I have my own teaching style. I'm allowed to because I've been teaching for 12 fucking years and I have 5 degrees and I don't care what you say. I'm going to do things my way. Yeah. Anyway, so she didn't like that. I did it. All the shit got done. It got marked and everything. The kids had a good time because they didn't have that bitch in the background shouting at them. But I let them play Minecraft on the iPads, so she cracked the shits. And it's the first thing she did. So they played, what is it? She walked in, she said, so I hear they played a fair amount on the iPads with the Minecraft. I'm going, yes, it's a socializing skill set game. You know, you're supposed to be able to build things in there. Anyone who's played Minecraft knows what it's about. The kids like it. I used it as an incentive for them to get their work done. I said, if you've done your work, you get to play on your game. I don't mind. This is the kids, for fuck's sake, man. It's let them be fucking kids. But she's got like this fucking neo-Nazi standards OCD bullshit Karen crap going on. You know, and she's like, well, you know, I'm not supposed to be playing Minecraft. They're meant to be doing the word search and the colouring I gave them. It's like, no, you aged troll. They don't want to do that. And besides, can you imagine? It's like, after the end of a long day working hard, you know, what's the reward? You get to kick rocks some more. It's like, fuck, I don't want to do that. So I let them play the Minecraft. It's still building skills, it's computing, it's coding, it's all this kind of crap. But that was the first thing she pulled me up on. And then she pulled me up on, because I got the kids ahead in the literacy block. I got them ahead. I thought we were doing all right. I'm like, oh, cool, yeah, you guys are pretty self-sufficient. You know what you're doing. I'll just let you do your own thing, sort of thing. We were a week ahead. We're doing this program called Sound Waves. It's a book where they got to do like a page or some shit about sounds and dimorphs and all kinds of things like that. Nothing like what I learned with growing up as a kid in literacy. It's like, because it seems to be another bandwagon they've created for the sake of making money. It's a money spinner. We've got our own book, we've got our own program. It's going to work because it worked in America. And wow, aren't we great? And someone else got paid. I think it's bullshit, but it's not the way I learned. But you know what? Fuck it, we're going to do it because it supposedly makes it easier for us. She didn't like that. She didn't like that I got them ahead a week. Because she cracked the shits because apparently it's now off schedule and she has to find more activities for the kids to do. I'm going, why don't you just let them have a fucking break? They've worked really hard and they're ahead. No, we have to stick to the schedule. Oh, fuck off, you twitchy bitch. It's shit like that bugs me. It's like, that's what's sucking the life out of the education system for the kids. It's like, as soon as they've done the job and they've done really well, they get punished with more fucking work. And I'm going, no, I'm not going to be that kind of person. Not as a teacher, not as a human fucking being. Can you imagine if you've worked really hard and maybe something really tedious and you want that reward at the end and then just give you more fucking work? Sounds like a fucking cubicle job. It's like, no, I'm not doing that. It's like, no matter how hard you work, you always get more fucking work dumped on top of you. It's like, no. Office Space. It's a good movie. Go watch it. I can relate. But I'm not doing that to my kids, man. They work fucking hard. I'm going to give them iPad time. Just let them chill, for fuck's sake. They had me for 3 weeks, so they love me. Unfortunately, I did keep saying, look, don't get used to it because you got, you know, so-and-so coming back on Monday. And you know what she's like. And you really need to check back on your work, make sure you've done it up to a standard that she would like, because otherwise you're going to get the lecture and she's going to be a bitch. And blah, blah, blah. Oh, fuck me. Did you watch their face drop when they heard that she was coming back, though? Fucking hell. How do you know you're a shit teacher when your kids fucking hate you? It's like they hate her. But anyway, so she checked in with me. She gave me this big lecture about Minecraft, spelling block, whatever. And then I guarantee you she went around the corner because she said, I need to go and check in with the other teacher that I do this with. Oh, look, someone's crashed their car into a bush. With the other teacher that she works with. And I can guarantee you they're going to be bitching about what I did. Because they do that. They'll bitch at me, lecture me, and then they'll go around the corner and bitch to their friends, gossip behind my back. And then there's also an EA that walks... Actually, I don't even think she's an EA. I think she's just a grandma helper that comes in. She's about 90, shouldn't be there, and she does get in the way, but she feeds on the drama. And they've all got this common cause to shit on other people now. So there's 3 of them, the 3 Karens, I call them. The Karen that this science teacher went to, I took her class for sport one time and we didn't do the sports lesson to the letter. We were supposed to do something like jumps and throws, and I'm like, well, it's 400 fucking degrees in the sun. I'm not doing that. We'll go to get uncover area and play dodge. And she goes, well, when I got them back, she got pissed off because it's like, they really needed to practice their jumps and throws. And I'm like, I don't fucking care. It's 400 degrees in Australia. I'm not sending them out in the fucking heat. So I feigned stupidity, which you probably shouldn't do. I was like, oh, sorry, I didn't, because I wanted to keep the peace. I'm like, I'm not creating this fucking drama hazard shit. It's like, I didn't know that this was such a needed thing that you needed to happen. It's like, I'm more concerned about the welfare of the kids at this stage because I don't want to get them burnt or dehydrated or heat stroke. But no, she already had one on me there. That was the first Karen interaction. And it's just been downhill since. So I'm like, you know what, fuck this. I'm this close to just cancelling this school and ditching going fuckers. But I love the kids. These are my kids, man. I have this particular, it's low SES school. So the kids are rough as fuck. But I've built a decent rapport with them, and they will actually talk to me about shit that's going on in their home and they need help. And I'm more there for pastoral care than anything at this point. I'd rather be there for that. But these fucking Karens, it's like, this is why they hate you. This is why they hate you, because you're so overtly controlling with these kids and you don't give a fuck because you've set your fucking, this is what we're doing and fuck everyone else, including the kids that have to receive this shit. So, I don't know. So my theme for today is passing judgment. I don't know if that rolls in with it. We're taught not to pass judgment. I pass judgment. I've got kids and women to protect. I don't know about the guys, because most of my experience with guys is like they've been the perpetrators of shit. But I've got kids definitely to protect, so I will pass judgment on assholes. As if I've got anyone that looks creepy or could be threatening the kids I have to look after and shit like that, I'll be the first to crack the shits about something like that. From experience, a lot of my girls that I have to interact with and women that I work with, my EAs are usually coming from fucked up backgrounds. So yes, I will pass judgment on cunts. I will also pass judgment on people who are acting like assholes, hence the 3 Karens. So, you know, I don't think there's any problem with that. It's the nastiness. I mean, it does create a sense of othering, you know, if you want to talk about Durkheim's othering, it's like they're not like us, therefore they're bad, or they're, I don't think they're bad, I think they're different. But at the same time, that stems from judgment. So I don't think there's a problem with judgment. If it's a natural inclination as a human being to judge someone, I mean, it's not even technically a bad thing. It's a survival instinct. If you're not judging your surroundings or the events or interactions, you could potentially die, so or be injured, and it could affect your survival. So that's where possibly our judgment stems from. As a civilized civilization, does that count? I don't know. Too much coffee. We probably shouldn't. We should be using a higher order thinking to sort of maybe mediate our judgments, trying to understand with empathy where people are coming from, the context in which they exist in, and why they act that way. But at the same time, if it's needless bullshit like the 3 Karens, like, fuck you guys. Seriously. I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm worried about the kids more than I'm worried about you. I just get so angry. That anger carried on over the weekend. I was angry when I got home because of these women. And the pettiness. It's the pettiness as well, going behind the corner to bitch about me. I'm like, what is this? Fucking high school? Grow up. If you've got a problem, say something. I mean, I didn't exactly show remorse. I did apologize twice for stuffing up the schedule for spelling, but I got the kids ahead. That's the point. It's like, if they are progressing at the standard to which they should be progressing, they should be there anyway. They should be well ahead, but she likes to drag it out because it feeds her ego and she gets to look like she's doing something. I'm going, no, you don't need to drag it out. You don't need to get them to work more than they need to do what they've shown me in the last 3 weeks. They don't need that. It's not needed. I feel like she's trying to sort of thicken out her job so it looks like she's just extra busy work. I don't want to keep them busy. I want them to be able to, you know, get the job done, get the fuck on with their day. Isn't that most people? Isn't that adulting? Isn't that work in itself? It's like, I don't want to add extra shit to their plate that's not needed. It gives me a shit. Anyway, so, I'm hoping you guys have a better Monday. I know what I'm walking into. I'm just going to avoid them. I'm going to hide it. I'm not going into the staff room. I'm going to get a coffee. And I'm going to go hide in the sports shed or something, because these people give me the shits. They really give me the shits. So why do we judge? I always thought it was just for safety. There is the judgment where it's the negative side of othering, I suppose. If you listen to the podcast I did about Durkheim's othering, there is a negative side where it sort of ostracizes peoples and minorities or majorities. in Blazing Saddles. I love that scene where they make their own wagon circle. It's like, you know, I don't know if you've seen it, Blazing Saddles. It's possibly one of the best fucking movies I've ever seen. But they're talking about the wagon trail, the Oregon Trail in America. And in a horrible way, they had left the sort of African American people out because they were all of a different ethnicity. And the white people had made their own, I should say Caucasian people, had made their own sort of wagon trail. What do they call it? Not carousel, something like that. Caravan trail, something like that. But because they'd been ostracized, they made their own one. And the Native Americans attacked. And so they sort of banded around in a circle, the white people in their big caravans, made this big circle. But the African Americans only had themselves, so they're sitting there and they made their own little circle. And I love that joke. It's funny though. I don't agree with the exclusions of people, but you know, at the time, probably might have been accurate. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into it. But it was funny. I'm probably going to hell for that, but I don't know. But you know, there is the negative side of judgment as well. It's like, you know, they do say in biblical terms, judge lest not be just judged or some shit like that. Or the glass houses, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure we can safely judge people. We might not say it to their face and earshot because we don't want to hurt their feelings unless they're a full Karen, but you know. I mean, you could just say it's my Virgoan standards. I'm a Virgoan Taurus. I work my ass off and I judge people who don't do the same. I have high standards. I know I have high standards. It comes from, you know, my mum's parenting methods of beating it into me. So yeah, you could say it's trauma bonding as well, or trauma response. I don't know if it made any bonding, but yeah. I don't know. I'm fed up with people. Idealistically, I just want everyone to get along. Unfortunately, we keep finding selfish pricks who need control or want control to feed their ego. They take it out on other people, but we're not allowed to call them on that bullshit because apparently it's wrong, even though they're controlling people. You know, it's a one big clusterfuck of what the fuck. What can we get out of it though? I mean, what's the positive side of judging people? I mean, if you're even giving like feedback, positive feedback, that's judging someone, isn't it? If you're willing to look at someone, see what work they need, what they need working on, and maybe give them some ideas to help them get to a better place, maybe that's positive judgment. Is there a difference? We only see the negative aspects of the judgment and say, well, we're not supposed to be doing that. Like, no, there's two sides to every coin. You can have positive and negative. And then you've got that weird grey area where everyone's not quite sure, but, you know, given the changing times and social norms, eventually one will become the other. I used to hang out with a guy, well, I didn't hang out with him, this guy I had a crush on. But he said one time, don't judge. Oh, what did he say? We're walking to the bar and my ex-boyfriend was being a dumb fuck. And he was talking about how he's going to fuck me and, oh, he's really going to, you know, give it to me. I'm sitting there going, first of all, you're violent and I don't find this particularly enjoyable, but I will tolerate it because it's you. Unfortunately, I'm a bit stupid in that relationship. And I find there's a lot of women that do that. If you ever listen to the other podcasts, you'd know the kind of stories that the kind of shit this guy would do. If I go into it in depth, I'll just have a rant of a rage. But this guy I used to like, he was fairly alright. I don't know what he is in reality, because everybody puts on a false front when they're around people in social situations. But he seemed nice. He was that. If you listen to my man whoring podcast, there's the story about the yoga guy. You know, the yoga guy. He's not nearly naked enough. But you know, he walks into the bar after this ex-boyfriend's being a dickhead, talking about how he's going to fuck me and bragging to his mates and shit like that. And he says, oh, I don't judge, or something like that. Something like that. It was offhand sort of thing. Oh, I don't judge. And I'm going, we fucking should judge because he's violent and it hurts. But you know, you should judge. These are the people you consider your friends. So that was a deterrent for me wanting to date him at the time. It's like, I will judge because I need to protect myself and others. But these people that just pass it off as I don't judge, it's like more like that's not my business and I'm not going to protect anyone. You know, when women sort of gossip, we say gossip. There is gossip, which is negative gossip and positive gossip. Positive gossip protects others, I have to say. It's women talk is the statement, right? That's the thing, the adage. Women talk. Yes, we talk. We talk because we've spent God knows how many years in a position where we get fucked over. So yes, we talk. We spread knowledge. We protect each other. If there's a creepy guy in the room, one of us will signal. It's kind of like meerkats. One of us will signal, we'll pass it on, and we avoid that fucker. There's bad gossiping, where we all sit and bitch about each other because it's more venting. I don't know if guys do the same, actually. But yeah, when we talk, it's usually about protection. We judge. We do judge. And there's nothing wrong with that, I don't think. I think whoever came up with that statement, don't judge, was probably male. Probably hasn't been, sexually assaulted or anything. Probably hasn't had her heart broken by some dickhole asshole who decided to fuck some other girl or guy. I don't know. Looking at my ex-husband. I think he was gay. Anyway, I don't know. You always need that male friend around. I don't know. This is my new male friend. It's like, oh, okay. Is he going home anytime soon? No. Okay. You alright? There was always a male friend. I'm not allowed to judge though, apparently, even though he's, non-monogamous and he was a lying, cheating bastard. But I'm not allowed to judge. 16 years of pain, but that's fine. No judgment. I'm fucking gonna judge. I'm gonna judge. Everyone should judge. Fuck that. I'm not reliving that. Yeah. I'd like to know why they came up with that. I suppose it might be some kind of reverse control technique. It's like if you tell people they're not allowed to judge, then you just get away with whatever the fuck you want. People get annoyed with Karens because they're overly judgy, overly judgmental. But at the same time, it's like, there's got to be some merit to that. There's got to be a reason why why they judge. I mean, in part it's control. They've got this particular sort of mindset where they want things to go in a particular way, or they crack the shits when it doesn't work. Maybe it's ego-based. I don't know. But a large chunk of when women talk, it's safety-based. So it's like when we talk about, hey, what's that guy like? Have you met him? What's he like? What's his friends like? What's he into? It's like, is he okay? Is he gonna do something horrible to me? That's what it comes to. We judge. I'm not remorseful inside about judgments. I don't like that people use them in a negative way, because you've got the extreme versions where you've got like cultural judgments. The most extreme version I can think of is Hitler. That's judgment. That's gone way too far. Not that he didn't deserve to be judged, because he was a complete fucking psychopath, but what he did to, say, Jewish minorities. That's judgment in the negative. It's like they were not doing anything to you. They were just existing, and he cracked the shit. It's like, he is possibly the ultimate Karen. Putin's coming up pretty fucking close. Yeah, that's like, oh my god. I have a world order. I want it done to the letter. Fuck everyone else. No fun for you. No Minecraft iPad. They didn't have iPads in those days. Only dreidels. That's harsh, man. I like dreidels. I don't know what they're for. I want to figure it out. Cultural norms. Very interesting. I'm going to have to Google that. Anyway. Sorry, I'm pretty chill right now. I'm trying not to get angry, because I know what I'm walking into. So I'm meandering through this conversation. Hey, look, a guy walking. Ooh, look, nice bike. So what are you guys going to get up to on this week? I hope it's something nice. Judgment. What else? Biblical judgment. For safety's sake, obviously. There was that story in the Bible, if you want to go biblical, where I think it was Sodom and Gomorrah, actually, where you're not supposed to hang out with certain types of people because you'll pick up their traits and it'll be bad for your health, or I'm sure that was context relevant, because these days, sodomy, not a problem. At the time, I think maybe it wasn't exactly the best thing, because you might have had, you know, some kind of, I don't know, diseases running around or something. Although we got diseases running around now which are sex-based, so it's unavoidable maybe. No, it is avoidable. But in the grander scheme of things, if you're going to have sex, there is a chance you'll catch an STD, regardless of whether it's sodomy or not. Gomorrah, that's when they were doing like all the hedonistic stuff, like drinking, which is bad for your liver anyway. Maybe they had drugs, I don't know. Maybe they had drugs. It's the Middle East. I don't know. What did they have at the time? I know Afghanistan right now is full of opium. So maybe they've been around for a while, I don't know. You got the Native Americans that have peyote. They've been around for fucking ages. Maybe drugs were around when Sodom and Gomorrah was running around. And so, you know, the people who wrote the text or the commandments or whatever it is, the instructions, said, you know, it's a bad idea to go do that. And people were like, okay. Maybe it was a case of just, you know, you shouldn't be doing that. We'll advise you against it because of this. But then people went all out and said, fuck it, we're just avoiding those people altogether. Fuck them, because they're assholes. And it's like, no, that's sodomy. That's using an asshole. Doesn't necessarily mean they are assholes. I don't know. People tend to take things to the extreme. Maybe it's a lack of confidence in their own self-control to avoid those things, given the context. If they were actually in the area, maybe they just don't trust themselves, and so they avoid the people altogether. I don't know. Strange. But I know we're coexisting with people that do drugs and stuff all the time now, but we just don't partake, I would hope, because we know it's bad for us. Common sense. It doesn't mean you have to completely avoid a whole bunch of people, you just avoid what they do. Passing judgment for your own safety. You're an autonomous adult. You should know better. You should know better. I was reading an article on Sky News, and I had Kate Middleton stand up and say, "Addiction is not a choice," or some shit like that. I beg to differ. I'm not going to get shit for that, because nobody wants to take accountability for their actions. There is an element of choice involved in addiction. It's not fate. Well, it might be fate, actually, I don't know. But whilst there is chemical and structural components to it, you are predisposed to addiction in a certain way. If you remove yourself from the enabling environment, if you remove yourself from access to drugs, chances are that addiction will subside. That's called cognitive behavioral therapy, motherfucker. And that's what we do as a psych. But just saying, like, addiction, what was it? It wasn't even like addiction is not a choice or something like that. She said it could happen to anyone. Well, I'm saying no, it couldn't just happen to anyone. You can't make these grand sweeping statements. It doesn't just happen to anyone. It usually happens to people with a predisposition. Oh, someone's car just got Halloweened. It was covered in streamers and stuff. Must be left over from the weekend. There is a predisposition. It's like it could happen to anyone. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. I pass judgment on that. Stop making these sweeping statements trying to make yourself to be the hero. You're not a psych. You have no degree. You have no input into this. This is why people listen to celebrities, they won't listen to scientists. That's what gives me the shits as well. It's like, you got these assholes that stand on a stage, but because they've got money and cameras in their face, scientists have money and cameras, I guess, but they're not deified as celebrities are. So people are more inclined to listen to what some unqualified troll says compared to a person who's actually lived in the field studying this stuff for decades. You know, it gives me the shits. There's no substance to these statements. They just make generalizations. I think if you're going to say something, you should fucking back it up. That's the whole point of science, is to state something and prove or disprove it. I say prove or disprove, they'll probably say you can't say that. That implies a causal effect. And you go, well, okay, I can't remember that shit because it was a while ago, but you know. But I don't jump on bandwagons. It bugs the fuck out of me. Especially when overly paid people who turn up to cut ribbons tell me what I should be fucking doing. It's like, you shouldn't exist. You have no purpose. But, you know, somebody said they're important because they've got money. It's like, yeah, I give some shits. Anyway, fake people. That's judgment. Is it judgment for a good way or a bad way? I don't know. It's Monday. The coffee is wearing off. I'm going to have to go find another one. I suppose it's some kind of control thing on our own part as well, because we want to believe this particular way of thinking or existing should be the only way out. Maybe it's just too close-minded. I know there are multiple ways of existing. I don't think we should restrict ourselves at the same time. There are ideal ways of existing, and I still think in a sort of Taoist way we should be reaching for them at least, right? Not just half-assing it. We should be always seeking perfection. It's unattainable, but, you know, we should always be trying to better what we are. I think since the Enlightenment period, we went downhill. We tried so hard. There were a handful of amazing thinkers. And then we had the Industrial Revolution, where everything got really fucking easy and convenient, and we got lazy, and then everything went tits up, because now nobody knows how to do anything if it doesn't involve a beep or a flash, you know? I think we're missing skills. Everyone wants those high-paying jobs, and no one wants to do the manual labor jobs, that kind of shit. It's beneath me, but you're not qualified for anything. But it's beneath me. So, fucking harden up, get on with it. Someone needs to do it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. It's a bit of a tangent today, because I'm not looking forward to going and working with these assholes today. I've got 2 days lined up and teaching sport. I'm hoping I can just stay out of their way, because they need a severe bricking in the face. That's all I'm saying. It's like, they're giving me their shits. They're dragging my day down before I've even fucking walked through the door, you know? Fucking Karens. Anyways, this school. I love the kids, can't stand the staff. What to do? I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'm just about to pull up, so I'm going to have to end it short. I'm sorry it's such a miserable bloody podcast this morning. I'm guessing it could be Monday-itis, I don't know. I'm hoping you have a fantastic day. Try and find a way to make your day a bit more perkier. I'm happy that I don't have to do morning duty today, because usually it's, you know, making sure kids don't run outside and wag. So it's at least one thing. Have a brilliant day. I'm sorry it was a bit of a miserable podcast. It's Monday, my brain's fried and I'm tired. What can we take away from this? Passing judgment is not necessarily a bad thing. You need it for safety's sake, you need it for passing on information, you need it for including people. You can make positive judgments about people. You could say, wow, that person's really kind, or that person's really fabulous, or, you know, we would definitely love that kind of person in our group. It can be inclusive as well as exclusive. You shouldn't limit yourself to the negative sides of judgment. Anyone who says, I don't judge, or, what was it my yoga teacher used to say? She's a gorgeous woman, by the way. But she says, no judgment, no, just an observation, no judgment. You know, something like that. I'm sitting there going, I'm judging. I'm sorry, but if you're going to do salami farts in my yoga class, I'm going to judge. That's disgusting. Heated rooms. Come on, dude. We're all trying to bend over here and breathe. Keep it in or don't come. It's for the safety of the group. I have to. It's herd safety at this point. We're all dying from your ass. Take it easy, guys. I'm going to have to leave it there because I've got teachers looking at me now. Good luck with everything today. It's Monday. I know we've got 4 days lined up. Let's go and do this shit, right? Take it easy.